Trust yourself. Two simple words, yet sometimes they feel like the hardest promise to keep. We grow up taught to trust so many things. Trust the system, trust the plan, trust the experts, trust what everyone else thinks we should do. But somewhere along the way, we forget how to trust the one person who has to live with every choice, every consequence, every lesson, ourselves. Maybe you felt that too, that quiet nagging doubt that creeps in when you're about to make a decision. What if I'm wrong? What if I mess it up? What if everyone thinks I'm a fool? So you hesitate, you ask for 10 opinions, you read another article, another book, another piece of advice, hoping someone, somewhere, will give you permission to believe that you already know what to do. But here's the truth, nobody tells you enough. You do know. Deep down, you already know. Your instincts, your gut, that tiny voice that keeps whispering, this is right for me. It's not lying to you. The problem is, we drown it out with noise. We doubt it because we're afraid of being responsible for the outcome. Because when you trust yourself, you can't blame anyone else. If it works, it's yours. If it fails, it's yours too. And that kind of ownership, it's terrifying, but it's also freeing. Because trusting yourself doesn't mean you'll always be right. It means you'll always be real. It means you'll always be learning. It means you'll stop living life on everyone else's terms and start building a life that looks like you, even if it's messy, even if people don't get it. Think about the moments that shaped you, the ones that mattered most. Chances are they didn't come from following the crowd. They came from that moment when you said, I'm going to do this my way. Maybe it was leaving something safe. Maybe it was standing up for something you believed in when your voice shook. Maybe it was trying something everyone said was impossible. And maybe you fell on your face. Maybe you failed. But even then, you found out you could get back up. You found out you could trust yourself to handle it, because that's the thing. Trusting yourself isn't about guarantees. It's about resilience. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. You'll adapt. You'll learn. You'll grow. You'll carry the lesson, not the regret. And you'll know deep in your bones that you can rely on the only person who's been with you through every high, every low, every dark night, every sunrise. You, people will always have opinions. They'll project their fears onto you. They'll tell you to be realistic, to play it safe, to stay where it's comfortable. But they don't have to wake up in your skin every morning. They don't have to live with the ache of a life half-lived because you didn't trust yourself enough to try. That's yours to carry, or yours to break free from. So what does it look like to trust yourself? It looks like listening to that quiet nudge inside you, even when it makes no sense on paper. It looks like taking the risk, raising your hand, starting before you're ready. It looks like walking away from what drains you, even if everyone says you're crazy to leave. It looks like choosing what feels true in your bones, even when your voice trembles when you say it out loud. And some days it looks like being gentle with yourself when you get it wrong, because you will. We all do. But every time you do, you prove that you can survive it. You prove that you can trust yourself to fall and trust yourself to stand back up. You don't need anyone's permission to live the way you were meant to live. You don't need 10 more signs from the universe. You don't need everyone to understand. You just need to trust that the version of you who's been through every storm so far has the wisdom to navigate the next one too. So if you're standing at the edge of a big decision right now, if you're scared, if you're overthinking, if you're waiting for someone to come along and say, it's okay, you've got this, let me be that voice for a moment. You've got this. Not because it's guaranteed to work out perfectly, but because you will work it out. Because you are strong enough to handle the consequences. Because you are brave enough to own your choices. And because when you trust yourself, really trust yourself, there is nothing you can't learn, build, rebuild, or rise from. So breathe, block out the noise, feel that small, steady voice inside you, the one that says go, try, leap, you can handle this.